Because of me the world is, because of me the sun is, because of me the whole universe is. I am the source. In my light the sun shines. In my light the whole universe exists. And if you just take one step back and contemplate on what I just said, it is so obvious. It is so obvious that without you, the universe is, the creation is not. Only when you wake up, the creation is. When you go to deep sleep, the creation is not. See? It has to be your direct experience. No, but when I was sleeping, the creation was for whom? We are talking about you. It's a subjective journey. Don't generalize the whole thing. Were you available when you were sleeping? No. So here he says that the self, who is the witness of the absence of everything besides itself, is never non-existent. Realizing this non-dual truth at the core of one's being creates the state of fearlessness, because the seeker has attained the state of one without a second. There is no other than himself whom he may fear. He is all in all. He is one, ekameva dvitiya, one without a second. Principle. He has discovered himself to be. First, intellectually. Once you have convinced yourself intellectually that I am that principle, now you go about. Then if I understand this, why am I not experiencing it? Isn't it? Why am I not experiencing it? Then the hunger comes. And therefore, this knowledge, you may understand, all of you may understand, but only that person will come to understand, to abide in it, he who is qualified. You may all understand, but abidance will come only to him or her who has become qualified. And what is the qualification required?
Pure mind.
Yes. 4.
Abiding with
Sadhana Chatushtaya. What is the 4? Vivek is discrimination, continuously discriminate between the truth and the untruth. Dispassion, which is giving up, we have just talked about it. Then the 3rd is Shatka Sampatti, Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhan. Shama is control of mind, Dama is control of senses, Uparama is not allowing the mind to leak out of the senses, Titiksha is endurance, ability to endure all opposites that the world throws at us. And all these 4 have to be done with the 5th thing, that is called Shraddha, faith. Do it with faith. Without faith you cannot achieve it. If you use willpower, it will go away after some time. But when you do it with faith, then contentment. The final state is contentment. So this is the 3rd. So first was discrimination, second was dispassion, 3rd is Shatka Sampatti, 6 qualities. And the 4th is the Mumukshutvam, intense desire to liberate. These 4 things make a qualified seeker. You can keep doing whatever you are doing, but at the background, if these 4 are not functioning, then you may understand right now, but abidance is not possible without these 4. You have to come to the acme of these 4. Absolute discrimination. Discrimination will lead to dispassion. This is what this verse is about. Where there is dispassion, automatically the 6 qualities that we are talking about, they have reached their climax. Because what is the climax of the 6 qualities? Samadhan. Samadhan means contentment. A person who is absolutely dispassionate towards the world. He is content because he wants nothing out of the world. See? It's already linked. But if he is not dispassionate, even one thing is lurking in his mind. What if contentment is eluding him? And if you don't have these first three qualities, if you have intense desire to liberate, like a fish out of water, then automatically the previous three will start appearing in your life. Automatically you will be guided into that. Here the teacher says, unless the trio of the meditator, the object of meditation and the act of meditation merge into one self, a real knowledge has not dawned. The other remains shrouded, one remains shrouded in the mist of misapprehension and misery. Meaning, as long as, see, the knowledge takes place in our mind, the relative knowledge, it takes place in our mind by way of thought. Isn't it? For thought, there has to be a thinker, there has to be an object of thought, and there has to be the knowledge of thought or the thinking. So I am the thinker, the object is the camera, and the mind is the instrument through which the thinking is taking place. So object of knowledge and knowledge of object is the thought. As long as these three components are there, then one thought is created. So what is the thought? I know camera, or this is my camera, or I know Teresa, or I am teaching. Any thought, if I just say teaching, the teaching is not possible if the subject is not there. Teaching is not possible if the object is not there. If teaching is not possible if the instrument is not there. If the mind is not there, teaching is not possible. If the subject is not there, teaching is not possible. If you are all not there, teaching is not possible. Seeing also same thing. Seer, seen and seeing. Hearer, heard and hearing. If one of them is missing, thought is not possible. And we get thoughts how? We get sound thought, we get picture thought, we get smell thought, we get taste thought, we get so many different varieties. You can put it into your five senses, isn't it? In the dream also same thing happens, but the thought and the object of thought is thought alone. Here the object is separate and the thought of the object is separate. In dream both are same. Thought only of the nature of thought. So here when we are meditating on the seat of meditation, I am meditating, and we are in silence and all the thoughts merge, but we are still there. And if this idea is that I have to come to myself, who am I? Who am I? Who am I is not a sentence or a statement which has to be continuously chanted throughout your life. Om is not a mantra which has to be chanted throughout your life. It is only a support. After that, after it reaches its climax, it has to be dropped. Just like that pole vaulter uses the pole, reaches the height, and when he reaches the required height, and then he drops the pole and surrenders to the other side. Is it a fall?